with this United Nations ni, that bring kita kepada the end of the history. Historical legal development of law, how law come to be in a position of where it is and how it binds the whole world with regards to the international law, with regards to internationality of the international law. Alright, okay. Now with that, tak cukup lagi. Ada sikit je I kena tambah. The law yang ada dekat dalam United Nations tu have not, alright, take into consideration in seriousness environmental law. Makcik ni tertinggal. Environmental law. Alright, and also intellectual property. You see, banyak benda kan yang baru datang kemudian yang they need to be. Jadi bila dua ni, the environmental law, alright, environmental law ni bukan kecil, banyak sangat that is involved, and intellectual property come into the picture. Sebab tu, alright, intellectual property dia ada komponen dia sendiri. International law dia ada komponen dia sendiri. Although the practice United Nations organization, bukan dia charter, the organization created a body. Environmental law ni basic dia apa? Stockholm Declaration. IP basic dia apa? Madrid Protocol. Macam tu. Madrid Protocol 77. Madrid Protocol 91 is Antarctica. Macam tu. Alright. Okay. Let me just share the screen sekejap for the previous year questions. Right. The one that I promised myself to help you by doing this. Okay. Kejap saya tutup this one. Mana dia punya X tu. Okay, tutup dia. Say no to this one. Now you'll be able to see this document together with me. All right, now what we want to do is, okay, look into the past year questions. Yes, kejap. Ada basah pula dia. All right, look into the first questions too. Okay, what would be your answer? Okay, right. Now, the questions, all right, all the details are there. Question 1, what argument can be made for the proposition that international law is Eurocentric? All right, okay. Maka now, dalam law, during this particular time, dia ada essay, but it's a good exercise for you to know what is the benefit of you learning this topic. What do you understand from it? So the first part is Eurocentric. All right, do you understand what Eurocentric means? Itu yang kena explain dulu. What does Eurocentric? Either you refer it to the kamus ke macam mana ke. Eurocentric means, alright, the the international law is more concerned of the European people. Okay? Dia kata what argument can be made. Bukan dia tanya you agree or not. What argument can be made for the proposition that international law is Eurocentric? The year this soalan keluar, a lot of my student did not answer it. Nombor satu, tak tahu apa dia Eurocentric. Alright, nombor dua, okay, kenapa tiba-tiba keluar benda ni? Apa kena mengena dengan international law? This is the first part of the founding fathers of international law. So, you tahu Eurocentric means dia focused on Euro and Euro law, Euro custom, Euro treaty, all that is the one that make up to the United Nations source of international law. Itu kena cakap. That apa yang kena cakap? Kena beritahu that this international law is more channel to European law. That's why it is Eurocentric, because the source of international law actually coming from European people, European community, European law. Alright, okay, to the gist of all the question. Tapi, alright, your argument is because number one, the founding fathers are all European. Ada founding fathers kat situ Abdullah Badawi? Tak ada. Ada founding fathers kat situ Mahat? Tak ada. Ada founding fathers tu Tan Cheng Hock? Tak ada. Alright, okay. So number one, because the sources, alright, that they gather in section 38 clause 1 was led from European law. The development of international law in all of the book is talking about the background history of international law. Jadi argument you apa? Nombor satu, founding fathers. Nombor dua, the source of international law. Nombor tiga, alright, apa dia? Historical background pun, historical background of law, international law from the European experience. Tiga tu cukup lah untuk dapat 6 markah. Alright, okay, boleh? Tu yang pertama. Right, nampak yang kedua ni is all about source of law. I just want to bring that for you to say. Right, okay. Soalan yang bahagian pertama tu, kalau in the natural situation, it can come out as part of the part A. Tapi when Prof Rahmat become the dekan, alright, he then demolish ni part A ni and make it into essay problem or problem based questions. Jadi tak adalah markah 6 ni lagi. Tapi still it is an issue that you need to understand. Sometimes in an interview, alright, you will be asked, kenapa international law is Eurocentric? Right? Sometimes they ask these questions, whether international law is really law. Right, okay, that to answer that questions is not from this class. Next time we meet, we are looking into the nature of international law. The nature of international law, is it law? Jawapan dia yes, it is law. Right, okay, so next class kita tengok the nature and then we terus jump into the source of international law. Barulah habis the whole first topic of international law as a subject. Dan baru boleh masuk law of states or law of treaty. Kalau dekat dalam source of international law tu, punca source of international law, where does it come from? Article 38 clause 1. We will try our very best to finish article 38 clause 1 in your second class, so that leaves you more for the discussion of states. Tu dia the bulk of the questions nanti. Problem situation is from the states. Tapi without you understanding the background history and the source of international law, how it's developed, how it influenced, you won't be able to use that kind of law in answering the questions in final. Yeah, right. Okay, now coming back into your questions. Do you have questions? Ada 10 minit lagi. Alright, questions. Okay. Okay, so today we taken enough explanation for the whole. Alhamdulillah, we come to this end.